Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the Grizzly family. Welcome back to another exciting podcast show of the Grizzly Talk Podcast, now streaming on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Today, I've got a bit of a special podcast for you guys out there. Today, I had the utmost pleasure to talk to GGC Outdoor Adventures. Of course, GGC Outdoor Adventures is another department here on GGC, and we had a very rocking good time. We got to talk to Carly Watt and Brandon Elam as part of the department. Of course, they are another part of GGC's campus for sure, another part of GGC Wellness, the ROC, the Wellness and Recreation Center. The building's located in F building, of course that's the gym, the Recreation Center, F1104. And before we get to the podcast, I want to go ahead and give their Instagram. It's at ggc.oa. Again, that's at ggc.oa. They're getting ready to do a Meet the Staff on their Instagram, so please go check them out on their Instagram, and you guys can see their Meet the Staff video when it comes out once you follow their Instagram account. Of course, they do have their assistant director, Ian Rogers, and their coordinator, Logan Edgman. Can't wait to see what they do in the near future for GGC Outdoor Adventures. Now, let's get on to the special podcast. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of GGC. Welcome back to the hit podcast show streaming on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. This is the Grizzly Talk Podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson. And now today, this morning, on this beautiful day, we have a special guest, two special guests for the podcast show today. You guys noticed that I mentioned it on yesterday's podcast, but they're physically here. We're here to talk to them. It's the GGC Outdoors and Adventures. One of my favorite RSOs. What's going on campus today is the GGC Wobbly Wednesday. But I'm going to let our guests introduce themselves and let them know their roles with GGC Outdoors and Adventures. And we'll get to the questions and we'll do a lot more later on to the podcast. But please.
Okay. Well, my name is Brandon Elam, and I am a student assistant for Outdoor Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
And I am Carly Watt, and I'm also a student assistant for Outdoor Adventures.
Absolutely. So let's get on to the questions. We have a couple of questions that I want to ask you guys for the podcast. For the students that's coming in that are freshmen, maybe sophomore, they may not know about GGC Outdoors Adventures. What is it that you guys do within the campus with your RSO department?
So Outdoor Adventures is, it's kind of funny because it's kind of like, are we an RSO? Or I think we're like a department, a part of the college, so we're not like a student RSO. It's actually a department, a part of the campus. So we are attached and linked with the WRC, the Wellness and Recreation Center. Mm-hmm. And so we support everything wellness. We're just an outlet for that. And so on campus, what we do is we try to bring different outdoor experiences and those resources to students to try different things to get them active, to get them moving, and to get them in just trying just something new on the campus.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's one of the best things on campus. We have students. It's September now, so first exams are rolling in, and students are worried about that. How do you get them out to these events? Do you just kind of just recruit? Do you do tents on campus? Do you reel them in and say, hey, I know school's hard, I know it's college, but why don't you come out to our event and they can relax a little bit and take their mind off of studies for just a slight seconds. What's that process like? How do you reel them in?
You want to take the? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, so what we do is that we do a lot of in-person advertising. Mm-hmm. We're just getting into social media and things like that because we're we're in a world right now where everyone uses social media. So,
whereas you might see me coming up to you on a Wednesday saying, hey, come over here and try something new. Mm-hmm. Brandon has everything under control for our Instagram account, and that's ggc.oa, so you can check us out there.
Yeah, check them out, ladies and gentlemen, their Instagram. Of course, Grizzly Talk Podcast, follow you guys, and I do agree with you. A lot of RSOs are getting to the Instagram, not so much on Snapchat, but Instagram for sure. While we're on the topic of Instagram, do you ever have a plan to do more with that Instagram? Maybe like IGTV, maybe a photo shout out. I see you guys do the Wobbly Wednesdays, which I do have a question about Wobbly Wednesday in a minute. But do you plan on expanding your Instagram account to other students?
Yeah, so what we're doing right now is right now I'm setting down a foundation for us because, I mean, we're outdoors people. A lot of outdoors people aren't technology efficient because, I mean, we're outdoors. And so what I'm trying to do right now is because I have experience in other things of the arts and things of that sort, I'm trying to bring that to our program. So right now I'm just setting down something for us to start with, and then hopefully we can expand to IGTV and things like that. Maybe we could do how do you set up a Slack line, or how do you build a tent, or things like that students would be interested in trying to do and learn. And so potentially, yes, that's where we could go. But for right now, we're just trying to get our name out there, students knowing that we exist, and then how they can get involved with us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, that next question, we talked about Wobbly Wednesday. First, who came up with that, and what was the thought process on Wobbly Wednesday? Because it's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen, on campus. As most of GGC students know, by the time the podcast comes out, it may be too late. But today is Remembrance Day. We're remembering 9/11 and the effects on the people that was affected with 9/11. We do have the GGC PD out there, but then you have outdoor and adventures out there with Wobbly Wednesday. So again, who thought of the process? What was the whole thought process for that?
So one of our previous staff members, her name is Michaela, and also Liam, they actually came up with the idea. So yeah, they're now alum with GEC, but they thought of the process. So last semester or 2 semesters ago, we were sitting in the office and we were just trying to think of new and fun things for the students to do on campus. And so Michaela and Liam, they're very heavy outdoor people, really excited about the outdoors, and they just brought it to us one day and we're just like, we should slackline. And then we were just like, well, what do we call it? And then they came up with Wobbly Wednesday, and then that's how it was created. That's how it was born.
What brought me into meeting the group. I was walking by one day and Michaela said, hey, come try this. And I walked by and started getting involved with Outdoor Adventures and all the other events that we do through that event.
Oh, wow. It really is amazing. Really, really amazing for Wobbly Wednesday, for sure. Do you guys ever plan on doing a Wobbly Wednesday contest, giving out prizes for the GGC students that really prevail really good at Wobbly Wednesday? Or is it just something that you guys are doing every Wednesday just for the fun of relaxation for students here on campus?
So it's more of a relaxation because we feel like the prize is you experiencing and trying something new and learn something new about yourself. I feel like that's the best thing that anyone can get from anything, and it's different from gosh, I'm stumbling over my words.
I've actually had people walk by and ask, well, what do I get if I do this?
Yeah.
And the first thing I say is, well, first of all, you get the knowledge of knowing that you did something that you never thought you could. You're trying something that is helping you grow emotionally, spiritually, academically, and physically. You learn a new center of balance that you didn't know you had. And you get a chance to step away from your academics for 3 minutes out of your day, which helps you turn around and be able to focus so much better when you go back to the book.
So it's more like it, because most students may not know about me. I meditate before I come to campus or before I got a big exam. So it's more like a meditation kind of thing.
Absolutely. While you're up there, you are definitely learning a new center about yourself that you didn't even know existed.
Absolutely. It's really good for meditation for GGC students. I encourage you guys to do Wobbly Wednesday as part of meditating. If you don't meditate already, I recommend it for you students out there because meditation is key thing with college students. Not only for us GGC, there's plenty of schools in Georgia they advocate meditations to help ease your mind and help loosen your mind up before a big exam or a big project or a big presentation. So the next question, do you guys plan on expanding with our other RSOs athletically? Maybe GGC Athletics, maybe GGC Res Life, maybe GGC Wesley? What's the plan there?
So our thing is that if any of these RSOs are willing to do things with us, like, we are perfectly for it. I know that a couple of times we did a couple of things with campus on campus.
A group went canoeing recently.
Yeah.
And we helped them, they used our canoes and we helped lead the event for them. We also do other things. Every Thursday night, we have free Thursday night climbing at Stone Summit. Whereas it's normally almost $20 a person to be able to go. You can come with us and meet us at the WRC at 5:30, and we return around 9:30, but we teach rock climbing. And it's a lot of fun, and it's free to all currently enrolled GGC students.
Wow. Take advantage of that, GGC students. Honestly, it's free.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with free, students. I see the advertisements for the rock climbing on your Instagram. And it's the summit that's... Where is that exactly?
Stone Summit. So it's off the exit right by Spaghetti Junction. I don't know if people know where that is.
85 South toward Atlanta. You'll get off right after the first exit for the junction. And then you just follow signs from there. But
yeah, absolutely. Do you guys have like shuttles from Wellness Center to the location?
Yeah, so a lot of our trips we provide transportation. And so for Thursday night climbing, we do provide transportation. It's a first come, first serve basis for students.
For the first 20
students.
Wow.
But because we are expanding, we are starting to see if we can get more shuttles and things like that, what we can do with that.
And you can meet us there at Stone Summit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, like, if, say, for example, you missed us by, like, 2 minutes, and you have transportation to get there, you actually can meet us at Stone Summit. And this is probably, like, one of the only trips that we do that, because all our other trips, we require students to take our transportation. Okay,
that makes sense. Now, you mentioned canoeing a couple days back. How was that like? Was it easier for students to understand the ropes of canoeing, or did you educate students on how to do it the proper way? And what was that whole experience like for you as an organization to be able to do a big trip like that to students, and you're teaching them a skill like that, such as canoeing? How was that experience like?
I didn't go on the trip, but I've been on others. I have been on other trips.
Same.
So if it's not canoeing, such as on the 21st, we're doing stand-up paddle boarding again. So we'll go to actual Stone Mountain, and we take a bunch of students. We have several students already signed up for that event, but we will teach them. You do not have to know what you're doing already. You can come, and it can be your first time, and you can get wet and you can have a blast, or you can stay on your board and do something again, like I said, for the first time that you've never done before. And so all skill levels are welcome to come to all of our events.
Absolutely. Now we're on the topic of events, and I do see your list here. What are I guess the first question will be, what is the highest rating, or better question is, what is one of your favorite events that Outdoors and Adventures that you enjoy the most? And you can say all of them if there's all of them, but if you had to choose, maybe, which one would that be?
For me, it'll be Thursday night climbing, for me, the reason why it's my favorite is because that's what got me interested in this program. I actually, when I was a freshman, I went on a trip. I went to Stone Summit. I lived on campus, and I didn't have a car, and I was like, well, how do I get involved? And I heard about Outdoor Adventures, and I went, and they taught me everything that I need to know, from, like, how to belay to, like, how to tie a figure eight to, like, everything you want to know about it. And so I kind of just fell in love with it over time, because you get to make so many personal connections with different people, especially when you're teaching them. And I felt like it was more of me making a connection with different types of students, because I'm not only learning something new, but I'm also making different connections. So that's why it's my favorite, because all different types of people are there, and just when you get to talking to different people, you get to learn about them and their culture, and you just get to indulge yourself in all those great aspects of people.
Yeah, because GGC's recently been gifted with being the number one most diverse
I read that
college
yeah.
in the Southeast.
That's
and
amazing.
What better place to be able to go and be paired up with a bunch of people you probably did not know before and work on events that you're all being challenged through at the same time. Imagine the friendships that come out of that.
Wow,
and so
yes.
if you're on campus and you don't know a whole lot of people, you don't feel like you quite fit in yet, come to one of our events.
Right.
And you get to meet new people and enjoy, the whole college experience that way. But we also do ice skating in the wintertime, which is going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
If we get ice here in Georgia,
Yes.
it's been so hot lately.
And I'm planning a surf trip right now because I love to surf. I'm from Florida, and
yes.
I would love to bring some people out into the ocean for their
Yes.
first time.
I love Florida.
And we're going to do horseback riding, and we're trying to get one of those trips together. I am doing an actual backpacking trip coming up, so we'll go out into the woods overnight, set up tents, learn how to pretty much do primitive camping, and then backpack our way out.
That is a cool idea. You mentioned horseback riding. Are you talking to GGC Equestrian Club? Because I see their Instagram. They're really good at horseback riding and equestrian. Do you have ideas to reach out to them, or is it just something
We
you
do
want
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, Equestrian
weren't
Club,
thinking about
if you're
that.
listening to the podcast, I shout them out on plenty podcasting and shout outs. I met with the president at Green Scene before, and I really like what they're doing because they're adding horseback riding as a sport, but it's more of a clubby feel to it. So again, Equestrian Club, if you're listening to the podcast, get in contact with GGC Outdoors and Ventures for the horseback riding trip. Again, you mentioned Florida. Is perfect trip. Have you been to Delray Beach? I have to ask that question.
Delray, yes.
Delray. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. Take advantage to this, GGC students. This is a good way to really get involved, as you mentioned, getting involved, understanding the culture of different students. Let's see the list on there for ski tripping, ski trip there in North Carolina?
Yeah.
So is that still in effect? Is it still planning up?
Yes. So
That's
so
trip
that
then.
won't be until January. So
Okay.
it'll be in the second semester. So every year we do a ski trip, and that actually even before we got big, before Thursday Night Climbing, Tipsy Tuesday, and things like that, skiing was actually one of our most top trips that students love.
Yes.
So in the upcoming year, we'll be doing a couple of ski trips. We'll be doing about 3 to 4 trips. And then 2 to 3 of them will be day trips. So what we'll do is that we'll go out for the day, ski all day, then come back. And then we'll possibly do one overnight where we'll pack up, head on out, ski all day, go back to the hotel. You can either have the option to hang out at the hotel and relax, or you also have the option to do night skiing and snowboarding and things of that sort.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Something that I'm gonna look into for sure. If we don't get too busy, I would love to. My brother, he's actually all right. He went to one of the ski trips years back. I think it was Sugar Hill. He went on that trip and he was telling me all about it. And he was like, "Hey, me, you should go this year." And we weren't able to go, but something to really look forward to. Maybe I can bring the podcast equipment. Maybe we'll do a podcast then. That might be a fun idea for sure. As we wrap up here on the Grizzly Talk podcast, I want to again recommend this RSL to a lot of GGC students to really get involved. Did you guys have another?
Yeah, so I want to just throw all of our events out there for all the students who want to know. So all the things that we do that are associated with us is we do Thursday Night Climbing, which we call TNC. We also do Tipsy Tuesdays, and Tipsy Tuesdays is where we teach students how to kayak, but it's in the pool, and we teach them everything they need to know about kayaks, and also just to get them comfortable with being in the boat, because I know a lot of students aren't comfortable with that.
And it is a prerequisite before you go on one of our whitewater kayaking trips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's just us to make sure that the students know what to do if they flip over, and basically teach them how to not to freak out and all the different things they can do to basically stay safe in the actual river.
Absolutely.
Also, what we do is everybody knows we do Halloween Wednesdays every Wednesday.
Popular by the man, right?
Yeah. We also do day hikes for all the hikers out there. So in October, we will be starting to do day hikes in various locations.
That's really good for us because it'll not be too hot, not be too cold. That's good.
Perfect.
Good planning. Good month to do that.
Yeah, exactly. We also do whitewater rafting, and we actually have a trip coming up this weekend where we're taking students rafting.
We have 30 kids signed up for that.
Wow.
Students
Okay.
signed up for
Yeah,
that.
we're all sold out. Yeah, like
Wow, that's
filled
gonna be
up.
fun.
Yeah. And we also do whitewater kayaking, and I know we have a trip for that coming up soon as well. I think that's next weekend?
I think so, next Sunday.
Yeah, next Sunday. So if students are interested in that, it's $35. All our trips are $35.
And that's, if you think about it, GGC students, that's really not bad.
Yeah, because everything's
really,
provided.
Many trips like that, they'll cost maybe about $50, maybe $100, depending on.
Well, the skiing trip will be a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I that makes sense too because you're going kind of out of the state, and then you know you got to pay for that kind of stuff. But for the smaller trips, that's $35. Take advantage of that because it's once in a lifetime opportunity while you're here on college campus, and you can have that good college experience, and you can tell your family, your folks, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we've got going on, this is what we did within our college career before you graduate, because you don't want to be in your dorm room a lot. You don't want to be coming to class, going to the dining hall, and going home. You want to take advantage of that. Again, I encourage that for GGC students to really get involved.
It's really cheap because $35, like transportation's provided,
Really
food's provided, and the equipment's provided.
That's
so
the
like
package.
if you went by yourself and you had to buy like gear and provide transportation and like
You have a couple $100 gone.
Couple hundred.
right?
Yeah,
right
right
there.
there.
So it's just like $35 for all of these things provided. It's great.
Yes,
Great cost.
That's really amazing. I love RSOs like this, and I really love what you guys are doing for our GGC Grizzlies, and to really get involved. Now, do you guys have a special shout out maybe for maybe your other team, other members of your organization that you'd like to give shout out on the podcast? Or something new that we're kind of starting out? You can name them all that's in your organization. You can name a few.
Ian, Logan, Naya, Son Lee, Hannah,
Jared,
Scott,
Corey, and Kai. That's everyone.
Alrighty, so you guys heard it, folks. The Grizzly Talk podcast, again, I'm going to say this a million times. Get involved, GGC students. Especially with this organization, Outdoors and Ventures, you're going to have a blast with them. So please get involved. So stay tuned for next week as we're going to do more podcasting. Special thanks to Outdoors and Ventures for joining us here on the podcast. But that's going to wrap it up for this morning podcast. Grizzly Talk podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson. I also want to thank our other students that are a part of our ORSO to help make this podcast possible. Until next time, y'all, see you guys later.